Hi guys, my name is Castro. Welcome to another episode of my channel. I'm so glad you can join me here once again. Thanks again for your continued support. Today we're going to talk about budget making process in the county governments in Kenya. As you're aware, budget making process is a cycle. This cycle starts with the CC member for finance issuing annual budget circular to various entities of the county governments. This circular contains the schedule for preparation of budget estimates, specifying the key dates by which the various processes are to be complete. The circular gives the guidelines to be followed in the preparation of the budget estimates and the format to be adhered to. The annual budget circular also contains the key policy areas to be taken into consideration in the preparation of the budget estimates. The PFM dictates that the annual budget circular to be issued to various entities not later than 30th August of each year. After issuing the annual budget circular to various departments, the departments are in turn required to consolidate their budget estimates and then submit the budgets to the county treasury. There are two main components of the budgets. The first one is the revenue part, and the next one is the expenditure. We'll start with the revenue. Revenue is basically how the county wishes to raise funds so as to finance its budget. There are two main sources of revenue for county governments. The first one is the revenue generated by the national government, and the second one is the locally generated revenue. If we start with the revenue generated by the national government, it's also divided into three components. We have the equitable share. Equitable share is the money distributed to various counties in a formula derived by the CRA and approved by the National Treasury and the Senate. The Constitution dictates that the equitable share should not be less than 15% of the total revenues generated by the national government. The next source of revenue is the equalization fund. Equalization fund is a form of fund given to only marginalized counties. Marginalized counties are these countries which have a higher poverty rate and drought affected areas, such as the Turkana and the Samburu counties. The next component of the revenue generated by the national government is the donor funds. Donor funding are mostly conditional grants given by the foreign countries or institutions like the World Bank, just to support various departments within the county governments. Some of the donor funds include Danida. Danida is a grant given by the Danish government so as to support the health sector. We also have the KESAP, Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Program. KESAP is a grant given to support agricultural sector. We also have the KUSP, Kenya Urban Support Program. KUSP is a grant given by the World Bank so as to support activities within the urban centers. The next main component of the budget is the expenditure part. Expenditure of the county government or the national government is divided into three. They include the personnel emolument. Personnel emolument is basically money used to pay the salary for employees of the counties. The personnel emolument should not exceed 35% of the total budget of the county governments. The next component is the O&M, operation for maintenance. Operation and maintenance is basically money used by the county government to run its daily operations, like fueling the government vehicles, buying office equipments, and even paying per diem allowances. The next component is the development part. Development part, according to the PFM Act, should not be less than 30% of the total budget of the country government. Development projects should be done in the ward level or in the village level as the PFM Act dictates. The development projects should also be derived from the annual budget estimates, which is got from the public during public participation. The development projects are also cascaded into two parts. We have the flagship projects, whereas the flagship projects are the projects initiated by the governor as outlined in his or her manifesto. Then the ward-based projects are projects done at the lowest levels of the wards. After the various entities of the county government have made their budgets, they are supposed to submit them to the county treasury, which will in turn consolidate them. After consolidation of the budget estimates by the county treasury, the CC member for finance is supposed to submit the proposed budget estimates to the cabinet. The cabinet will therefore pass or approve the budget estimates with or without amendments. Following the approval by the cabinet, the CC member for finance submits the budget estimates to the county assembly for approval. Each clerk of the county assembly is required to prepare the budget estimates for the county assembly and submit the budget estimates to the assembly for discussion and then approval. After the budget estimates have been taken to the county assembly, the clerk will table the budget estimates to the county assembly. At this stage, the budget estimates will not be discussed, but then the speaker will in turn take the budget estimates back to the Budget and Appropriation Committee for review, discussion, and approval. The County Assembly shall consider the budget estimates with or without amendments not later than 30th June of each year, not later than 21 days after passing the budget estimates by the County Assembly. The County Treasury shall consolidate the budget estimates, publish and publicize them. And that marks the end of our discussion today. Thanks again for watching. If you're new here, kindly subscribe and leave the notification bell on so that you never post such a video, then YouTube will automatically notify you. In our next episode, we're going to discuss what happens next after the budget estimates has been approved by the County Assembly. Thank you.